All right, guys. Well, welcome to AutoFunnel 2.0, the release event. This is amazing. We didn't do an AutoFunnel 1.0 release event because we really, at the very beginning, only had one product, which was pages, where you could create pages. That was it. Then we added Bookle, and then we added a lot more stuff. But as you're going to see, we're about to more than double the amount of tools and software we have inside of AutoFunnel. More than double that today. So some pretty exciting stuff, all right? So this is going to be the release event. I'm going to go over everything. Got a couple of surprises for you guys. Then at the end of this, we'll do a little Q&A and have some fun. So before we get started, we just crossed our first year anniversary, and we had over 30,000 people make books with Bookle. If you can believe it or not, 30,000, over 20,000 pages were made with AutoFunnel, and that was all in the first year. So thank you, guys. It's been an amazing year, and we could not have done this without you. You guys are instrumental. Your feedback, learning what you want, how to make the best product for you is what keeps us going. So I really do appreciate you guys. And we're just getting started, as you'll see today. So now let's discuss the future of AutoFunnel, where we're going, and this is happening now. So today we're releasing 5 new pieces of software, plus another big surprise at the end. So let's start by looking at the 2.0 updates from Bookle and Pages, right? Pages are where you create your funnel, and then Bookle is where you create books. These were the 2 core products that people used in the last year, and we have some pretty good 2.0 updates for those. So let's start by checking that out. All right, guys, so let's check out Bookle 2.0. Now, if you've been using the AutoFunnel suite of software, you're probably familiar with a lot of these features, but I'm actually going to build a book for you live for a very good reason. Since we are building all of this software ourselves, we can have it all be completely connected. So you're going to see me build a book, then AutoFunnel is going to make it into a website. Then we're going to build a whole entire follow-up sequence, all because we already have the information about this book, all the way down to building a podcast about this same book, creating a whole entire business from beginning to end, all starting here with Bookle. So the first thing I'm going to do is generate a new book by clicking the plus sign. Now, this book is going to be called the Social Media Marketing Playbook, and we're going to create a book here that's going to help people grow their social media. AI is going to do it. And remember, the cool thing about Bookle is it's the only AI software in the world that creates books with your ideas in it. So if you actually know about social media or whatever you're building, you can actually inject those ideas into the software. So for a description here, we have this in-depth guide teaches you how to get followers and dominate social media in any niche market. So I'm going to click on next here, and then we could talk about our audience, and I think that's a good idea. We're going to say entrepreneurs, and then the writing tone. Let's do this kind of relaxed. I want this to be kind of a chill book that people really enjoy. They read and don't take too serious. We're going to sell this book for like $4. This is going to be the very beginning of our huge entire business funnel, right? As you see, we're going to build out so much cool stuff, but this is the beginning part. Now, for structure, I don't really have anything in there. I did have a specific thing I wanted to add to chapter 1, but I'll show you how I'm going to do that in a second. All right, so here we go. We have a bunch of different covers on the right-hand side that we can choose from, and whatever we think is going to go most with the vibe of this book. And you know what? This is a new one that we just released. We have new covers consistently coming out. Of course, you can change the colors of them down here, but I really like this one, so we're going to go with that. Now, I wanted to make sure we had an introductory paragraph, and we do, setting the stage, foundations of social media marketing. Here I'm going to put in something because I want to add a little bit of my flavor, my uniqueness to this book. So I'm going to say in this section, make sure to mention my name is Trey Smith, and I've been marketing on social media since 2005. Also mention they should post at least once per day on each social network, and I call this the spread method. Now I'm going to add this note, and I made that up on the spot, but even with coming up with unique names or calling something cool like that, Bookle will actually figure it out and then come up with a whole entire reason behind it, even a backstory. It's pretty amazing stuff. Now I could do a small, a medium, or a large book. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and do a large book, and now Bookle is generating the book for me. Awesome. And here we have our book that was made in a matter of minutes. We even have sub headlines here. Of course, I can change out any of this, the author name, etc. And you can see we have setting the stage, foundations of social media marketing. All right. So this does an intro. This is great. It's writing in this relaxed style. It's introducing me, talking about all of my history, just like I put in there. Now let's see if it brings up that method I talked about. And I bet if I go down here, okay, check this out. Everyday hustle, the power of daily post. When it comes to social media marketing, consistency is key, right? So it's taking those notes and expanding on them. Think of it as the daily hustle. And this is in that relaxed tone. So it's showing up and making your mark every single day. The next part, boom, introducing the spread method. And it does it all for you. So pretty cool stuff. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this book, and we're done with Bookle. We could edit this. We could regenerate parts out of it if we wanted to. We'd use AI and do all kinds of cool stuff. But literally, that's how fast it is to make the first part of your business, what people are going to see when they first see you advertising online or clicking links in your bio, etc. So now let me show you how with AutoFunnel, we're going to turn this into a whole entire sales page to sell the book. So as you can see, we have our book right here. We can copy a public URL and share that with friends and family. We can duplicate this book. We can download multiple different copies like PDF and EPUB, all kinds of fancy stuff. One for Word here as well. But instead, I'm going to go over here to funnels. And I'm going to create a brand new funnel, and I'm going to choose to sell a book. Now, this is going to walk me through exactly what we're about to build. We're about to have a lead page, a book sales page, a checkout page, an upsell page, and a thank you page. All right, so what does that mean? First, we're going to have a lead page. We're going to collect people's email. That way, if they don't purchase the book, we can follow up with them. We're going to use AI to automatically follow up with them with one of the new products we're going to show you today. Then after that, we're going to have the book sales page, right? That's going to tell them all the benefits of the book, get them excited so they pull the trigger. Then we have the checkout page. That's where they're going to put in their credit card information. Then we have the upsell page. That's where you can sell a course and some other stuff if you want to. It's optional. And then, of course, the thank you page. Here's a link to your book. We're glad that you are checking this stuff out. Thank you for being a customer. All right, so I'm going to click next here. And then now we're going to choose our book. And obviously, we have the social media marketing playbook right there. It's going to pull in all my stuff. I'm going to sell this one for $5 flat. Click next. And then it's asking me about my upsell page. Now, I'm actually not going to do an upsell on this for the sake of brevity. So we're going to skip that. And now we're choosing the tone for the sales copy on the page. And you know what? Let's go with something that, let's do a confident. I want to have a confident tone of the sales copy. Not too cocky, but definitely a little confident so they feel like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then I can choose a design style that I want to be inspired with this. And you know what? I think I'm going to go with this one, kind of a minimal design style there. And then we'll click next, and it's going to build out everything. You can see it happening right here. The lead page, the book sales page, the checkout page, and the thank you page, all with AI. And boom, here we go, the social media marketing playbook. This is a whole entire business built around the book with Bookle. So we can click here and look at the sales page. Awesome. So this looks great. I really like the background image. I think we chose the right picture. It makes the book pop. The book looks awesome. We have really strong sales copy written as well. And that's the cool thing about this book pitch page. It's actually a long form sales copy that's based on the same one that I used to sell 28,000 different books. So I know this one works extremely well. So you can see we have these cool images again in that same art style. We go down, we have bullet points, we talk about the book, all the different stuff in the book, et cetera, because we have all of that data inside of AutoFunnel. So of course, this is just the sales page. We also have the lead page, the checkout page, and the thank you page where they can download their book once they purchase. Now, if you would have gotten AutoFunnel a month ago, that's where everything would have stopped. But we decided to add some amazing new products that I'm going to show you now. Awesome, guys. So pretty amazing stuff. And if you haven't used the updates that we've made in Bookle and Pages, make sure to check that out. So now in this scenario, our product is done. We have a book and the full website funnel is created. And with AutoFunnel 1.0, again, that would be the end. And still, it's amazing, right? We live in a crazy time. That would have been impossible 2 years ago. But how do we take this to the next level? So here's 3 new tools that we created that automate the marketing of your products. The first one's called contacts. As you can imagine, it's going to focus on having contacts, but we do a bunch of automation here that no other company in the world does, as you'll see. And then broadcast. If you want to send out a single message to someone on your contact list, you can do that easily, write it with AI. And then workflows. This is a more advanced version that has SMS texting and email follow-up that's all based on behaviors. And of course, it's all created for you instantly with AI. All right, so each of these tools seamlessly connects with everything inside of AutoFunnel. And it lets you create amazing marketing with a single click of a button. So here's how these three new tools work. All right, guys, so when you log into AutoFunnel 2.0, you'll notice that you're going to have a different new category here called Outreach. Now, Outreach has 3 different products in them. The first one's Contacts. It's our first version of a CRM, a customer relationship management system. And we're doing some really interesting stuff that no one's actually ever done before. So for example, when someone opts in and gives you their email address in your funnel or makes a sale, it automatically tags with the page that they converted on. So you have that data automatically. You don't have to set up anything. It's all just immediately done. We also added a feature called Smart List. And this is pretty cool. You can create any list for anyone that takes a specific action on a page or maybe enters their email address but only in one funnel. And then you can easily email those people later on, as you'll see in a minute. Then, of course, if you want to, you can always go over here, look at all your tags, find out how many contacts are tagged for each one, and change those settings as well. So contacts is the first part here. It's where you can go through, see everyone who's on your email list, see the people who are purchasing your products, and then you can even tell a story and see the journey that they took in order to be a customer. So pretty cool stuff here. All right, guys, so now we're going to dive in deeper into Outreach, and you can see now we have a lot more options here. I'm going to show you 2 different products now that I think are probably the coolest new thing you're going to see today, but that could be very arguable because a lot of people think I saved the best for last. But for me, this was so exciting. And the reason is, this is something we've wanted to do forever. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know we send a lot of emails. We follow up with people really, really well. Well, writing those emails is a huge pain. Workflows will create huge email series automatically for you based on our data that all reaches a goal to get a customer to purchase, to get them to stick around and more. Now, broadcast up here is going to be if you want to send a single email out. We'll talk about that in a second as well. So you can see I have some different workflows here, but we're going to add a new one. And I got some great options. I can do a welcome sequence, right? So if someone opts in, enters their email address from my blog or maybe from my Instagram, I can automatically have a welcome sequence for them. We could do after they purchase, right? Let's say they purchase, but they don't get an upsell. We could follow up with them automatically on that. This one's the one we're going to do because we already built a book with Bookle and then a whole entire website, right? So now we're going to promote that book. All right, so now we could do any other book out there, but of course, we're going to stick with social media marketing. It's going to pull all the details here, and we could make this campaign go for 1 to 3 days. We could have it go super long, go for a month, etc. So I'm going to create this, and Workflows just built it out that fast. You can see here, we have multiple different emails to get people to follow up about this book and get them excited about purchasing it. We can click on these and see a lot more information, of course, get in there and edit it and more. But you'll notice that we have a few other options here too. So first off, we are going to fire this off when a new contact is added to a specific funnel. So we can click on here and get more details of that. Then we're going to wait 1 day after sending them this email, and then we're going to follow up with a second email. And we're also going to do an SMS text message. You can add as many things as you want to your workflow or just let our system build it out for you. So I can say, you know what, I want to make sure this sends from AutoFunnel. We're going to do the Los Angeles time zone, and we can set up a goal if we wanted to and more. Once I'm done, I go up to save and launch. And it's that simple. Now my text and email campaign is out there right now generating sales in 2 seconds. So this has never been done before, not with AI. And we're really excited about that product. As I mentioned, we also can do broadcast. Super simple. I'll show you how to do it. You'll use broadcast when you want to send just a single email to either your whole entire list or a segment that you choose in your contacts. So you can see here we have a bunch of different broadcasts. We can see how many people received the email, how many people opened it, and how many people clicked. And then here at the top, I can choose to do a new broadcast. And this is going to look familiar, very similar to how we prompt with Bookle and AutoFunnel. This is for a single time. So you can choose your tone here, and then you can write a description, and then you're ready to go. Now, if you just want to send an email by itself and you don't want to use AI, then you just skip this step and it will take you straight over to the editor. All right, then you get to choose your different template. You can see we have some great templates, and the team did a fantastic job designing this. Once you're ready, you can just click Save and Continue. Now to complete the campaign, I'm going to choose to send this from AutoFunnel, and I can also choose a smart list. And I'll just go with everyone here. And then I have my email subject line. I can send that now or send it at a later date. Then we press Launch, and of course I can edit here as well, and we're good to go. How cool is that? 3 new products that all use AI. They're tied in with everything inside of AutoFunnel to help you market stuff instantly. So this has actually been a dream of mine for years. See, I know that follow-up is the key to success. It's absolutely the only reason we've been able to grow AutoFunnel as fast as we have. And now it can all be done in seconds with the 2.0 update. Now, after you've made a product, built a funnel, and created the follow-up, how are you going to promote it, right? We came up with a solution for that too. As great as follow-up is, it's not going to get you new people to find out about your product. And we know from talking to you, it's one of the biggest problems out there. So introducing Podcaster. This is the only software tool in the world that will generate amazing podcasts with AI. You can choose any topic, and our software will make perfect podcast episodes for you. And you can use your voice or a professional voiceover artist. You can do either one. And it's super easy to add in advertisements for your products into the podcast, and you can make unlimited podcasts with it. So let's check out Podcaster, first time we've ever shown this off. So last, but certainly not least, again, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the fan favorite today. And it's pretty cool for a couple different reasons. It's called Podcaster. It actually creates great podcasts, just like Bookle writes great books. And it's also a precursor to our Courser software that will be coming out later this year that will create full entire courses with AI. This is kind of like doing that, but just for podcasts. And it's pretty amazing. So let me show it to you. So you can see I have a bunch of different podcasts here, but I'm going to add a new one now. And we're going to go ahead and already have this figured out. It's going to be called Social Media Rockstar Podcast. We're going to use this to promote our book and our new business, right? We're using all of these tools to dominate this little market and be known in the social media space. So I'm going to click on Next here. Now Podcaster is creating images for our podcast. So we have a few different ones to choose from. I like this one here. We can also change the graphics around, even change the whole design. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to click on Next. Now I'm going to choose music for the podcast. When we started building out Podcaster, we noticed it was really boring if you don't have any music in there. So we're using AI to generate music for you that's going to fade out in the beginning. So I can choose from all these different options, but I'm going to do piano, and we'll throw in a little bit of guitar. So you can see now it's pulling from the AI system and creating these. And these are all copyright free that you can use. Here, I'll play you this one here. So pretty cool stuff. And you can use these as much as you want and generate new ones all the time. So I'm going to select that one, and then we're going to click Next. Now we can choose a voice for our podcast. Now we also sync up to 11 Labs. So if you want to use your own voice, they have the best in the world to clone your voice. And we're going to have solutions for that too. But at launch, you'll be able to use 11 Labs if you use that, or use one of these great voices that we have here. So actually, like James, let's listen to that one super fast.
In this episode, we're going to cut through the noise and give you the straight up truth about what it really takes to build your audience.
All right, I think that's going to go great with the music. So we're going to go with that and click Next. Now we have two options here. First off, if you want to write your own transcript, you can totally do that with Podcaster. All right. You don't have to use AI if you don't want to actually generate the text in the transcript. So I'm going to put in my episode name here, and that's going to be called Getting Followers and Traffic, the Truth. That's going to be the first episode of my social media marketing podcast. And then for tone, I think I'm going to go with relaxed here. I think that'll be good. And then the description, I already have one as well, all right, which offers a deep dive into the world of social media marketing, providing listeners with expert advice on building a robust online presence. All right, so we're going to use all this data, just how Bookle makes books, just like AutoFunnel makes pages, to build out your podcast. All right, so now we're generating the transcript and we can see that live. So welcome to the Social Media Rockstar Podcast. I'm your host, Adam. Now you can change any of this that you want. And in today's episode, we'll take a deep dive into the latest trends on social media and find out the truth about getting followers and traffic. All right, so I'm going to confirm I like that. I think that sounds good. Now we're going to be building out the episode artwork as well. You have the option where you can just have a single piece of artwork for everything, or you can do this instead. I think I'm going to go with this one here, and we're going to generate. Awesome. So it's already generated. This is the first episode in our podcast. We can download this. We can look at the transcription, or I can change out the art or give it a play.
Welcome to the Social Media Rockstar Podcast. I'm your host, Adam. And in today's episode, we'll take a deep dive into the latest trends on social media and find out the truth about getting followers and traffic.
So pretty cool stuff. You can generate complete podcasts, long form, and have them out on a weekly basis that promotes your business without actually having to get on a microphone and write the whole thing out. And this is the only software in the world that does it. All right, guys, so that's the software that we've built. We're super excited, and all of this is coming about 4 to 6 weeks. Awesome, guys. So now, in just a matter of minutes, you've seen me create a book, then build a website funnel. Then you saw me auto tag contacts. Now, just to be clear what that means, you'll immediately know in every single funnel who became a lead, who became a customer, the time between those, and you're able to create campaigns specifically for those people. You don't have to go do anything yourself, and that happens automatically. Send an email to SmartList, set up automated workflows, and then promote with Podcaster. All of this you can do, and it's insane, literally within an hour of sitting there with AutoFunnel 2.0. Everything from beginning to end. It's all in one platform, and it's pretty amazing as it covers every single part of your business. Now, for our final 2.0 feature, this takes your business to the next level. And this feature allows you to build a marketing agency around our platform. You can easily take on clients who pay you to build websites, follow-up marketing, books, and more. You can do this for them, provide that service, and you keep all the money you make from your clients. So it's called AutoFunnel Agency. All right, and here's how that works. All right, guys, so the last feature that is coming to all pro accounts could be the most important, and here's why. From now on, every single pro account is going to have an agency edition included. So you can click this agency button here at the bottom, and you'll see that we're in my account right now. But with an agency edition, we can add as many accounts as we want. So if you got clients and you were selling AI services or creating books, websites, even podcasts, then you would have sub-accounts for each and every client. The first thing you might want to do is click here and add your agency or company logo. You can change this at any time, and as you can see now, instead of the AutoFunnel logo, anyone that logs into your account will see your logo for your company. Now I'm going to add a new account, and this is going to be for our new client, Mike Michaels Consulting. Now, what Mike does is he consults for industrial companies. He helps them improve their bottom lines and their tactics. So I'm going to go ahead and put in an email address here for Mike, and we're going to choose a logo. All right, we'll choose this one right here, click create, and we're good to go. So right now I'm still in my main account. All right, guys, sorry about that. Let's see. Caroline, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you can't see my screen, right?
We can see your screen frozen.
Just the share screen of the keynote.
All right. Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Caroline, that command just shut down everything. So let me see if I can figure out how to get that back. Let's do this. Why don't one of you guys take over? And then I'll try to take over back from you. I got nothing at all on my screen anymore. I can't see any Zoom controls.
Sure, yeah, we can totally discuss what we've seen so far. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm excited about Podcaster, and we're trying to push that as early as possible. We've been working on the background on Podcaster for quite a while, and as Trey mentioned already, like when we started playing around, and generate a bunch of podcasts, we realized, man, this is like feels a little dry. We want to put some music, some entertain audience, your audience. But also what's important about music, we're using that music to separate from one section of your podcast to another section. Because if you listen to a standard podcast, people just dump their ideas in like a norm, it's just like they're just talking, which is not bad, but it's sometimes really hard to listen to one guy just talking nonstop without even breaks to actually like from one section of thoughts to another section of thoughts. So with music, we want to try to separate those sections and to give audience more easier digestible like way of consume information. And I'm kind of excited to let you guys to play around with that stuff. So what do you, Pavel, think about this podcaster and all this new shebang?
Yeah, so there's a pretty if you follow the podcast scene, there's a pretty known like fact that every podcast shuts down before their fifth. Like 99% of podcasts shut down before their fifth episode. And that's strictly because it's so damn hard to record unlimited podcast episodes. Like it's hard. Like you have to do it for probably like 3 hours, 4 hours per episode to have like a few minutes of a decent episode. And people just give up. And I think this tool will just change everything, because now it's easy, right? Now you can just jump on, like throw your ideas in there, throw, some Bookle book content in there and make an episode without spending all the time and effort to do it. So I think we just solved the biggest roadblock when it comes to creating a podcast.
Yeah, and sorry, just to jump, I did get this fix, guys, so sorry about that. I was trying to hide some controls on Zoom. It looks like it shut down sharing. But yeah, and it's free traffic. That's the thing. Podcasts are known and very widely known as being like one of the last resources of good free traffic. That in social media, and we know how hard social media it is. And the reason that social media is so much harder than podcast is because it's so hard to make a podcast, right? Like sitting around and talking on a podcast for an hour is much more difficult than shooting a 5-second video or posting a picture. So yeah, so we're super excited about that product. And as you'll see, that one's going to be hitting you guys really soon inside of the portal. So I'm not sure exactly where this video left off, but I went ahead and kind of moved it into the middle here so we can kind of finish going over agency. Then we'll go over a few other things. And I know you guys are asking questions and we'll answer that as well. All right, so here we go. Sorry about that, guys. My main account, but if I click here, we're now going to be into Mike's account. You can see there's no funnels listed here. All of this is brand new. If we go to Bookle, there'll be no books, etc. So this is only for Mike, and we can always see who we are actually using right now by looking down at the agency icon right here. Now, Mike just wanted a homepage, so I'm going to do this really simply for him. First, I'll create new funnel. Then I'll choose make a homepage. And now we just give a little bit of information about Mike, what niche he's in, and then of course a quick description of what he's trying to solve with his consulting company. And then we generate a brand new homepage from scratch with AutoFunnel. Awesome. So here we have a homepage that looks fantastic. Look at this. We have the industrial complex in the background. Of course, we can switch out, have his logo here. We have maximizing industrial profitability. We have the places he's been featured, and we have how we increase operational efficiency, supply chain management, and more. Of course, I didn't come up with any of that. That was automatically done. We can throw our video in here if we have one of him as well. We talk about the goals of his company, and all of this is, of course, custom copy written just for Mike Michaels. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back home. So here we go, our first funnel for Mike. And remember, we can create as many funnels for him as we want. This is inside of his own sub account, as many books, as many podcasts, as many workflows, all specifically for one client using AutoFunnel. Awesome, guys. So yeah, now not only can you use all these tools for yourself, but you can also create a services business. Now, listen, if you have a product you know you want to sell, you've got a product that is really dear to your heart, right? Maybe it is something like social media marketing you want to help people with, then using it for yourself is super awesome. But if you're like, you know what, I really want to help other people, then to be able to do that much for them, that 1 hour of work, think about how beneficial that is to someone. Think about how much that would be worth to them to have a podcast made, to have a book, to have a complete entire funnel with multiple web pages, right? To have a full follow-up system, to have 30 days of emails written and all this kind of stuff. The value proposition there is insanely high. And again, we don't take any of the money that you make from that. All right, so now we can build a massive marketing agency with the same tools, with unlimited sub-accounts, have as many clients as you want. With AutoFunnel 2.0, it's truly endless potential. All right, this is all of the products now. And this is after 1 year. We just crossed the year mark. And now we have all of these products at your disposal to grow your business or even someone else's. So at this point, you probably have two questions. First off, when does all this stuff come out? And then the second one I'll get to in a second. So here's the deal. We're rolling out AutoFunnel 2.0 right now. We will be releasing every major new feature in about 1 to 2 weeks in between each one. So starting with agency, contacts, and design updates, those are all coming next week. And then 1 to 2 weeks, we'll be releasing each new feature. So it means everything will be out before the end of Q3, about like 6 weeks is what we're looking at. So these are all in final stages, just tweaking all that good stuff. Then number two, how much does it cost? Well, with these new features, we're raising the price to $299 per month, and that comes out to $3,588 per year. But I got some good news for you. If you're already a subscriber, you're grandfathered in for life at the $14.97 a year, just like we talked about before. I made that promise to you guys back even when it was just a single product, which was the pages part, making funnels, and that's it. And that's what everyone was paying. But I said, you're going to be grandfathered in for life. And we are going to stick to that, even including agency and all that stuff. So that's 60% off of what people are going to be paying right now. Now, listen, if you don't have AutoFunnel yet, and I know a lot of you do, but if you don't,